Hello everyone, my name is Amanito and welcome back to another episode of Dress and Sky the Third. Today is another bonus episode and we'll go to another star door. It's the 5th star door now. And yeah, it requires Anelace to open the door. Without further ado, let's just get inside. Let's go. Alright. City of Posey. Interesting. Wow, this is a surprise. Anyways. Oh, look, Ren. Is something the matter? It's not like you to walk right up to the second floor without even looking at the board and sit quietly like this. You're not feeling sick from eating too much ice cream or something, are you? Don't be silly. We're not a kid anymore, you know? Could have fooled me. I swear that you were the one who ate 3 full scoops first thing one morning and later had to go get some stomach medicine from Spence. Maybe my memory's playing tricks on me. Let's all pretend it never happened, okay? Besides, that was back when I was a junior bachelor's. That was forever ago. I learned my lesson after that. I swear, now I never have more than 1 scoop each morning. You're not supposed to have an ice cream in the morning at all, you know? Well, no matter. So, what have you been doing up here all this time anyway? Oh, right. Well, you see, I've got a letter from my pappy who lives a long way away this morning. Really now? He's a swordman if I recall, isn't he? Yep, he's an instructor. He's a real famous among sword practitioner actually. Yenka Fai of the 8th Swan Blade School. Yenka Fai. I've heard that name before. Korean teacher, right? Ah yeah, that's the one. I was familiar with the name even before meeting you, but I was quite surprised to find out you were his granddaughter. Yeah, he used to live here in Liberal. I'm surprised you know about that. I can't say I have any memories of when he was here though. It was around when I was born, so how old I? That long ago, I see. So how's he doing? Well, judging by his letter, yeah, he's doing fine. I haven't had the chance to meet him in person for about a year now. Last time we had the chance to spar, I felt like he was totally babying me, even though he's like 70. Haha, Hiro must be scared to be treating an active wrestler that way. Huh? What's with the sudden serious face? Oh, it's nothing all that major, but I've been wondering something about for a while. Why do you stay here when you could join him? Sorry, I'm lost. Well, I just thought you are aiming to improve your swordmanship, aren't you? It feels like if you have a grandfather like that, the fastest way to do that would be to go with him and polish your skill at his side. That's... well... I suppose it's not my place to be telling you what may or may not be the best for you. Sorry, Anelace. You didn't pay any attention to an old man like me. No, that's not true at all. I really appreciate your advice, so please don't think it's not your place to give it. I can't even see where you're coming from on this. I do have my reason for being here and all, they're just a little difficult to explain. Oh. I do want to learn more about swordmanship and sword in general. So in that sense, you're right that continuing to train under Pepe's would be both the best and fastest course of action. But that's not all I want to do with my life. I want at least as much, if not more, to know more about what it means to be a bracer. I guess it's a case of wanting to learn more about swordmanship as a bracer, rather than as a swordsman, if that makes sense. Am I even doing a good job of explaining this? No, I think I see where you are coming from now, actually. Besides, Papi once told me that he'll taught me all of the technical side of swordmanship, forms, crafts, and that kind of stuff already. Whether I can master them or not is all down to me now. In that sense, I feel like there's no specific need for me to train under him nowadays. Of course, whether I'm really advancing in my own swordmanship now is another issue entirely. I wish I could say for sure I was, but... I see. What's with the silent treatment all of a sudden? Oh, it's nothing. You're just not really one for this kind of serious discussion. I was impressed to see you were even capable of them. Hey, I am so capable! Besides, you were the one who kind of pushed me into talking about all this stuff first. Haha, I'm glad I did too. Anyway, getting back to the point, what did the letter even say anyway? Oh, right. Well, as surprising as it is, it says that I should go and see Cassius bride. Cassius? The one and only? Yep, that's right. Supposedly, Peppy was invited by the Royal Army to be a quest instructor at some point a long time ago. That's when he trained Cassius though. But besides, they have had this kind of student-master relationship with one another. Cassius even went out of his way to go and see him 10 years ago when he decided to stop using sword too. 10 years ago? That will put that around when he left the army and became a prisoner then. What exactly prompted him to tell you to go to visit Cassius now, though? Well, I guess he only just recently found out that Cassius has returned to the army. So I'm just wondering whether he might take this opportunity to take up the sword again. I getcha. He wants you to go and ask for him, and let him know what he says, yeah. I see. People really do end up connected in the strangest places and the funniest way. Tell me about it. Anyway, that being said, I kind of have a favor to ask. You want time off, I assume? Well, what am I to say, no? You've got good cause to have it. I can even get in touch with the army and set up a meeting with Cassius if you want. Really? Really? Go along and get through to your grandfather once for him. But in return? I want you to take care of every single one of the monster extermination requests on the board first. Every single one? And there, like, 5 of them right now? Sure, but the monster in this area will be no trouble at all for you as you are now. There'll be less of a problem if Gran were around, but I had to land him in the quilt over in Ruin, and he's still not back. You're not gonna have to pick up the slack here in his place, especially if you want time off. Okay. Three days later. Phew, I'm finally here. Right on time too. Okay, let's go back, Cassius. Can I help you? Well, I'm Anelace outfit, a bracer with the guild. I've come to meet with Brigadier General Pride. Ah, I see. I believe we've been expecting you. I'll pass on that you have arrived then. You might have to wait a little while before you can meet with General though, I'm afraid. Huh? But I'm right on time. Did something throw his schedule off? Something must have. I can pretend to know much more than you do. But the General is a very busy man, so it's not at all unusual for things like this to happen. Anyway, like I said, I'll pass on that you've arrived, but I'm going to have to ask you to wait out here for a while. Sure, no problem. This is taking ages. I hope the meeting isn't going to end up getting cancelled or something. I really don't want to have come all this way for nothing. I suppose if I can meet with Cassius, I could at least go shopping in Grancel. They should probably be getting the new lineup of stuffed toys around now. I wonder which one I should get. Maybe the bear? Or a crocodile once in a while would be nice. Excuse me, young lady. The general can meet with you now. Really? Good day, sir. Thank you. And you must be Anelace, I assume. Yes, I am. Welcome to Lesson Fortress. The journey is fading. Please follow me. Oh, thank goodness. I seriously thought I was going to have to go home without getting to see him. I'm truly sorry for the wait. Well, please follow me. You got it, sir. I brought your visitor, sir. Very good. You may return to your duties. Thank you, sir. I'm really sorry for the delay there, Anelace. Oh, don't be. I'm more thankful you took the time out of your busy schedule to speak with me at all. Haha, this is the least I could do for someone from my old line of work. It's been a while since we last met though, hasn't it? You have become a citizen predator before I knew it. I certainly like to think I have. I can't have a stealth sword ahead of me while she's abroad, can I? Isn't it just what rivals do? Haha, so they do. I'll be looking forward to seeing you just how much stronger the two of you can become. You won't be disappointed. Getting to the point, I was pleased to hear that the old Master Kafai is still in good health. I believe it was because of him that you come here today. Yeah, that's right. I didn't realize you were an acquaintance of his before this. I certainly am. In short, he's the man who taught me in the way of the sword. That's way over 20 years ago by this point. The first time we met was when I was back at the military academy, so I studied under him. Haha, I still remember the harsh training session he gave here at Laston like they were yesterday. Really? Is there any special reason you didn't say you knew him before? You knew I was his granddaughter, didn't you? I did. By the time I first met you, I had long given up the path of the sword. It didn't feel appropriate in my eyes to act as if I was a student in light of that. Ah, gotcha. I haven't seen him in about 10 years, I think. He does write to me on an occasion, but how is he these days? Does he still have the same old vim and vigor? Haha, yep, he really doesn't act his age at all. Still, if you let me get right to the point, the reason I came here is to continue the discussion he had with you 10 years ago. Oh. To tell you the truth, Pepe still laments the fact that you left the path of the sword. That was why you wrote to me when you heard you returned to the army. You wondered whether you returning to the military may mean you were also ready to pick up a sword again. So this is it. You'd like to know, directly from you, how you feel. I see. Well, it's a great honor that after so many years, he still cares so much about an experienced and utterly lacking swordsman like me. And yet I'm afraid my answer is that I still have no intention of taking up a blade again. Can I ask you why? You certainly can, but I'm not sure how to put my answer. This has always been on my mind too. I've also wondered what would prompt someone so scared by the sword that I even gained the title Divine Dead to leave it all behind. And I don't mean to make it light of your skill with your stuff or say it's inferior. Nothing like that. Just hard to wrap my head around what you did. And there's a little part of me that can't accept it either. Especially now that you've returned to the army. Why can't you return to being a swordman? Unless you believe that the staff is stronger than the sword after all. No, not at all. I just believe a staff to be a more fitting weapon for me as I am now. Staffs are a symbol of protection which are used more for keeping enemies at bay than cleaving through them. You say that as if all swords are good for is cutting and killing. That's not true. I fight because I want to protect things just like you do. As a swordsman, as a bracer, and as myself. Are you telling me the swordsman Pepe taught me isn't going to let me do that? I'm sorry. I didn't ask for you to take time out of your day so I could come and shout at you. But I can't accept what you are saying. How about all of what happened here in the burrow? I never felt any doubts that swordsmanship was the right path for me. In the end, all of what happened just served to remind me of how powerless I really am. And now, I feel like no matter how hard I try, I'll always be a rookie. I'll never be strong enough to do what I want to. No, I see. Perhaps this is fate. I see Master Kafai hasn't changed one bit. He's the same firecracker he always was. What do you mean? I'm afraid as I am now, I'm not able to answer the questions you are asking me. But I know someone else who can. Who that may be. What's he planning to do out here? I really want to know who he called to. Ah, there you are. Are you all ready to begin? Indeed I am. I never expected to have to wear this uniform again though, especially not so soon. I must think you enjoyed messing with people. Haha, I'm not doing it to bully you. You know as well as I do, your usual work clothes aren't well suited for this kind of thing. Oh, the Intelligent Division. You are Colonel Richard. I realize this may sound a little silly coming from a man wearing this uniform. But I'm no longer a colonel, young lady. Sorry. So, Mr. Richard then, or Alan? You can call me whatever you wish. Don't need for the mister. Meanwhile, I believe you are Anelace, a senior bracer with the guild. You know me? I'm not a former commander of the Intelligence Division for nothing. I know about all of the bracers in this country. I see. But how did you end up being here? Actually, Richard was who I was meeting just before I spoke with you. Really? In short, I've decided to start up a new research company as a civilian. So while I may not be a part of the army anymore, I can definitely see myself continuing to need to work with it in the future. I decided to come here in order to discuss the matter with Cassius in the hopes of maintaining a good relationship between us in the future. Oh, I get it now. Oh wait, it's the person you mentioned earlier. That's right. I wanted two of you to fight one another. Oh, wait a second. This is all a bit sudden, isn't it? Especially if I'm going to be fighting the famous Colonel Richard. Is that so? You don't want to know the answer to the question you asked me earlier then. I believe any doubts you have thought Swordmanship can only be dispelled through using it. Focus not on whether you win or lose, but on pouring all you have into the battle, and you should find the answer you seek. Alright then. I'm not sure I'll make much of an opponent, but I'll do what I can. It's not every day one has a chance to test their skills against a relative of the Eight Leaf School founder. I'm eager to see what you can do. Begin! Right! Alright then, we shall fight. Strong up. I scrap immediately. Interesting. Wow. That's a blood. Alright, let's use our Restcraft. Come on, Anelace. Ah, you have a lot of health compared to Anelace. Another Restcraft, Anelace. Let's go. Alright. Oh, wow. Another Terral, please. We can actually win this, for once. Yes, another. Come on. Spam the S-Craft. Yes! Almost there. Careful, Anelace. Another Gerald. Oh god, please. Oh, that was close. Come on. Let's grab again. Yes, we did it! Ha ha ha! We did it! Oh yeah! Huh. Huh. Holy crap! I did it! Well, it looks like my skills still have a lot of room for improvement. Alright, the victory is decided. Shoot your blades. So Anelace, how did this swordmanship appear to you? Well, if it's using the Eclipse called Fifth Form, Warning Moon, it's made of agents to the Sun form, but it's largely a style based around such drawing techniques. Well, okay, I noticed a bit more than just technical details like that. What did you notice? One thing I realized while fighting him, Richard's swinging his sword as if perfectly synchronized to my breathing. The second I go to the offensive, he reacts without fail. In that sense, it feels like his swordmanship is much more defensive than offensive, I suppose. The defensive stance matches perfectly with the form he uses in combat, and the result is very natural, very powerful swordmanship. Oh. What I can work out is why you are so focused on fighting defensive play to begin with. I mean, I assume it's because you want to protect something, but what? Unless. Yes? I was a sword for but one single reason. That reason is to protect this country. Oh. Everyone has at least something that they wish to protect in this world. Perhaps that is a person, such as their family or loved ones. Perhaps that is a belief or ideology that they hold dear. And just as the things we seek to protect are different, the two are the ways we choose to do it. In my case, the way I choose to protect what I care about just what happens to perfectly suit the defensive swordmanship unitize. Although I can only imagine how comical it must have sounded to hear a criminal who threatened this nation talk about wanting to protect it. Well, not really. Richard, you. Please don't say anything, General. My Majesty may have chosen to pardon me for what I did, but that doesn't make those crimes simply disappear. Still, just as your desire to protect Liberal remain even after leaving the army, I can completely turn my back on mine. It was so that I could do so that I resolved to leave the army, even. It was? You see, Anelace, to me, one position in life is just means to an end, a way in which to achieve whatever you wish to do. I think that's true for one's choice of a weapon as well, won't you agree? Well, what's important isn't what weapon you choose, but what you use it to do. What inspires you to take it up and use it to fight. The reason I chose to put my sword aside and take up the staff is those feelings had changed. That is all. So Anelace, any more thoughts? I should just use my sword in a way that best fits me into what I want. That's what you're trying to say, right? Sure is. You beat me to it. You're my sacrifice grandier, alright. Very quick to catch on to things. I'm just as quick at forgetting things though. But I finally get where you're coming from. Really? I'm happy to hear that. But I asked you to pass my answer on to Master Kafai then. Consider it done. I'm sure you'll understand. Then again, would you be opposed, Richard? Haha, not at all. I've already inherited the way of the sword itself from you. It's already that someone else should inherit that. What are you talking about? Well, that's settled. Would you accept this at least? His sword? Is that his sword? What's this? It's a blade I once used myself. I think it would be much heavier in the hands of an active practitioner of swordmanship than in my own at this point. But wait a second. I can't possibly accept this. Surely if anyone should be taking this of you, it should be Richard. Perhaps on the surface. But how things are on the surface is not what is always most important. I thought you just learned that fact. I'm not sure the lesson I learned earlier have anything to do with this. There's no need to think so seriously about this, Anelace. All you need to do is take up this blade and use it to do what you want to do, and the way you choose to do it. That's all anyone expects of you. That is what I want to do, in the way I choose to do it. Well, if you insist, I'll be happy to accept it. I feel I've learned a lot today from having the opportunity to face off against you. I do hope I'll have the chance again one day. So do I. You both have to make sure you don't neglect your training then. Of course! I won't dream of giving it any less than 100%. Really? It sounds like that was quite a fruitful experience. It sure was. I'm guessing those puppies planned all along. He knew exactly what would happen if I went to ask Gajus what I did, and that's why he asked. It was sounded a little unsure of myself in the letter I wrote him. I see. Like Master, like Pupil. Incidentally, while I had to spring this on you before you've even had the chance to settle back in, a lot of work built up while you were away. There's even a request from the mayor too, so I really need you to get right on it all. Haha, if anything, you should be grateful. All this work will give you a chance to refine your skills with that new mindset of yours, won't it? Hahaha, that's one way to look at it, sure. So Papi, well I bet you knew all along. It looks like I just passed the intention of taking up the way of the sword ever again. But thanks to seeing him, I ended up giving a chance to re-examine my own swordmanship. Up until now, I thought it was all about getting stronger, or faster, things like that. But now, I finally realized that what's far more important than either of those things is why you take up your sword in the first place. Your feelings. I feel like now I finally understand why I was never able to defeat you, no matter how many times we fought. I want to be the best student in the world, but I'll keep giving my training all I've got. Love, Anelace. And that's the end of the side story. Yep, it's finished. Jinu. Nice. How strong is it? Damn! Wow! 1000 strength! That's nearly double the stat of Anelace's current sword now. Wow! I'm glad I do the side story, because we get the strongest blade in this game, I think. Damn! Can't wait to try this one. But well, anyway, this is it for this bonus episode, everyone. My name is Benito, and I'll end it here. I'll see you guys later in the next video. Have a nice day, everyone. Peace out. Goodbye.